Well, after I uploaded my video yesterday, Robby Starbuck came back and pretty much satisfied my prediction that he is for destruction of this of the brand of Harley Davidson. And what I want to do is really start from the beginning before we noticed this yesterday. As I said, just as a reminder, I guess is the best way to put it, or just to be distinctive, that we don't disagree with ridding DEI from Harley Davidson. Matter of fact, it should be. But I think that what is happening in the country is bigger than DEI, in the sense that there is a destructive element that is pervading all of our politics and all of our corporations, businesses, and whatnot. This doesn't really seem to affect right now any mom and pop stores that still exist, but nevertheless. So yeah, it's a little difficult, I guess you could say. You know, some people have accused me of being pro DEI because I opposed Robby Starbuck. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm opposing Robby Starbuck's argument that in order to rid DEI from various corporations, that everything has to be burnt down. And I'll let he convicts himself with his own words on this. So you can be but pro Robby Starbuck in the sense that he's absolutely spot on right about DEI being bad. But the problem is the way he wants to defeat it is going to end up in a loss. And I think we need to be smarter about what we're dealing with and more honest. And I don't think Robby Starbuck is doing that. I have a profound disagreement with him on the direction he wants to take this battle. And I think in the end, it's going to be unproductive. I really don't think he has any victories right now, to be honest with you. And the victory with Bud Light was an easy one, as I explained in my last video. So a bunch of us were talking yesterday A bunch of us were talking yesterday about what's going on with Robby Starbuck, and one of them being the UnWoke Harley respecter. Now he's been blocked by Robby because he happened to point out that Indian had a decolorized its logo that it's had for decades, 100 years. And the reason why they did that was DEI. No doubt about it. We had the company memo, and Robby Starbuck didn't want to hear it. And so he blocked UnWoke Harley respecter. So here's the thing that he raised, and you know what? I responded to it, as you can see right here. And here's the thought question. Okay, is the idea of America weaker than the people that make it up who are pro-woke? And let me put it a little bit differently. We are run right now, at least at the moment, by a ruling class who believes in woke ideology. That includes DEI. The question is, are those people, those politicians in the ruling class, those unelected people in our government, are they stronger than the idea of America? Are they stronger than, if you could put it this way, than the brand of America? For those of you who want to oppose DEI and get rid of it, justifiably so, do you want to destroy, let's just say, the flag in order to rid DEI somehow of its demonic effects on this country? So let's apply this then to what's going on with Harley Davidson. Part of the reason why in my first video I had a section from the miniseries that was on Discovery Channel, Harley and the Davidsons, about the founding of Harley Davidson and whatnot. These guys were gritty Americans, and they founded their motorcycle company on those ideals about being the best, being innovative, creating a different style, if you will, of motorcycle, around a central idea, freedom. So my question to you is, do you believe then that Jochen Zeitz is stronger than the brand that was founded of Harley Davidson? Now, if you do, that's fine. But I think that UnWoke Harley Respecter actually raises a salient point here that we need to think about. And that is, are the people at Harley, Zeitz in particular, or the board, whatever, or both of them together, stronger than the Harley brand? And in that sense, I think we need to think about it, because if they are stronger than the Harley brand, then there's no reason not to destroy the company. By the same token, if the people in our government are stronger than the idea of America or the American brand, if you want to put it that way, then you know what? Then you're going to just lead yourself logically into destroying the country. And those are the two things. See, I think, and a few of us think, UnWoke Harley Respecter, and I think at least, that the answer to that is no. America is stronger than the people who are running it at this point. And I think that the people who are running Harley are weaker than the brand. They are not the brand. They're not stronger than the honorable history of Harley Davidson. So that's kind of been our approach. And so when Robby Starbuck yesterday, he had several decent posts, by the way, about DEI. But this here post with him applauding the destruction of a Harley. Let's listen.
Y'all are gonna want to see this, okay? These legends at Columbia War Machine, that's their YouTube channel, they decided, you know what? They'd had enough of Harley's wokeness. They saw our campaign exposing how woke their CEO is and the direction the company's going, and they did the most American thing possible. Check.
Okay, so here's problem number one. Robby Starbuck is saying that eventually, if you probably see this, I'll play just a little bit. I'm not going to play this whole screed. But the destruction and the total annihilation of a Harley Davidson bike is the most American thing to do. The most American thing to do.
Making this video today to prove a point that not everybody's going to bow down.
Now, I want you to look at this bike for just a minute. This is a problem, too. This is a 1990s Harley Davidson. So this is a pre-woke, pre-Jochen Zeitz bike. And they're going to destroy it. They're going to literally annihilate it. Even though this Harley Davidson has nothing to do with the present board, the present investment companies, or the present CEO, who is, in fact, ruining the company. So why destroy it? And there's one other thing, by the way, and this is what raised piqued my interest in this discussion that we had about whether these people are stronger than the brand or the brand is stronger than the individual passing the night, people who are running it right now. This bike that you're looking at here, this 1990s full dress bagger Harley Davidson, was made during the era of Harley Davidson's resurgence. In the 1990s, Harley went on an uptick, thanks in part to Ronald Reagan, I have to say, who helped save the company. But there's another problem here. Willie G was a part of the company at the time and likely helped design that bike right there that you see. Now, who is Willie G, you say? Willie G is the grandson of one of the 4 original founders of Harley Davidson. But hey, that doesn't matter. Let's destroy them all.
Crap.
Oh, that's not all. Did you think one gun was enough? Check this out.
Two M60s, twins! Twin Rambo!
Yeah, okay. So what bothers me about this is what bothers me about Robby Starbuck, and that is he's applauding this. And I said he would applaud this, and people are like, no, he's not going to. Yep, he is. He's applauding the destruction of any Harley Davidson made at any time, whether it was made during the woke era, which is really only goes back to 2020, or at any time in its existence. So let me just say this. In some sense, this is somewhat illogical, but in some sense, Robby Starbuck is no different than those people who claim that America was systemically racist and started dragging down statues of America's history. Did you agree with that, by the way? And I'm not saying he's a leftist. I'm saying he has the same mentality. The same mentality of the leftists who started ripping down statues, especially in the Summer of Love. Robby Starbuck is logically right there with them. If he believes that Jochen Zeitz is stronger than the brand of Harley Davidson and its honorable history, the history that Willie G was a part of, the grandson of Harley Davidson's, one of the 4 Harley Davidson owners, creators, founders, then he believes that there's a systemic problem with Harley Davidson that's always been there. We do not believe in just destruction for destruction purposes. But Harley Davidson in this video, as you can see, he's gleeful. He applauds it. He's not even sad that we might be losing something in this country. Now, does that mean that Robby Starbuck is going to say, geez, America is woke, so therefore we have to destroy America? To be honest with you at this point, I really have no idea. I mean, logically, his thought process leads you there, and I think that's very dangerous. Now, last thing, I don't want this video to be long. I don't know who these people are. What are they called? What are they called? The Columbia War Machine. They may be totally passionate about this stuff, and I totally understand the passion on this issue, and I totally understand the hatred of DEI. I share it. But I also understand that people might do this for clicks. I mean, this is a small account. Heck, you want to see a small account? Look at mine. It's very small. So maybe they're looking for a bump in numbers. But maybe they're also totally passionately committed, and therefore they like to destroy things to make a point. Whatever. That's your decision. I just don't think it's helpful. If you want to save America, we have to save her countries. Or her companies, and especially honorable companies that have an honorable history. I can think of a few companies that do that or that have that. Ford is one of them. GM is one of them. But none of them, by the way, are unwoke. I think that Robby Starbuck is going down a very bad path here. Though, look, we can all agree with him. But in his haste to rid the country of DEI, it ends in destruction of honorable things.